it's Lindsay from My Crafty Plans. Today I'm planning the week of April 13th in my Aura Estelle A5 wide cloud planner. These are still my Erin Condren vertical neutral binder pages, which I have repunched to put in here. So it is the same layout as a Erin Condren vertical neutral coil bound, and I am using this Reading Dreams kit from Simply a Mess. I absolutely love this. I think it's so cute, and I have been doing so much reading lately. So this is a mini kit, and I think it's a pretty nice format. You get like a good section of functional stuff, a little bit of sidebar stuff, date covers, and then this page has the glitter headers and bottom washi. So it's like a fairly minimalistic kit, but like just definitely enough to get going with. So I am going to pop out these pages and jump in. So I am going to get started with the date covers as usual, and this week I decided to use foil ones, and these are from Rose Colored Days, and these little flower date numbers are from Art Box Stickers. They're like sunflowers. I just thought that was so cute to bring in a little bit more springy elements into the spread. I really love like the blues and greens in this, and it looks so nice in the planner because it's so different than what I usually plan with, or like kits usually have like a lot of more pinks and stuff. So I always think it's really fun to plan with a kit that's like a different color scheme, although it does sometimes make it more challenging, but I didn't feel like that for this week. Anyway, I also am putting down the glitter headers that came with the kit. I am not gonna lie, it's currently like May 10th while I'm recording this voiceover. So this was about a month ago, and I think I recorded this video the week after it happened, but I just got so behind with editing and also just like timing on the channel with other stuff that I wanted to get up. So I kind of have a backlog of memory spreads, and I've actually planned like 2 additional weeks after this, but I just don't have them edited yet. So I'm like a little bit confused about what went on in this week. Also, because time is totally blending together. Like this was week 5 of social distancing, which I'm not going to talk too much about because it's just bringing me down. And I think now I'm in like week 8 or 9, or I don't even know at this point. But yeah, this was actually a pretty good week. I had a virtual bachelorette party this weekend that was super fun, really like a cute Zoom bachelorette party thing since my friend's real one got canceled, and that was really cute and fun. We did a lot of cooking and baking. The beginning of this week was still Passover, which we broke on Wednesday night, and I did finish just one book this week, which was Summer of '69, which is actually the favorite thing I read in all of April. So it was really good, just like a very fun, lighthearted beach type read. And I also spent a lot of time on the weekend working on like a book list and just like going through Kindle books on the library, like seeing what's available, updating to get on some wait lists, and then just like working on the list that I keep in my ring bound planner of like books that I want to read. So I have stuff that I'll read again when the library reopens because not everything's available, and I have a bunch of stuff that I reserved or put myself on a hold from the Kindle library apps. The Kindle library app has been a total lifesaver for like while the library has been closed. It's just a really nice way to get a bunch of books. I do read like a lot of YA, and I don't really love to buy that because I feel like it only takes me a day or 2 to read a YA book, and then I don't want to have to pay for it unless I'm going to read it like again and again. I do also read a lot on Kindle Unlimited, which has like a lot of science fiction and fantasy, a lot of YA and romance and cozy mysteries, like a lot of quick read type books. But this one that I finished this week, Summer of '69, it's actually just regular fiction, and I had gotten it from the Kindle library, and I did really enjoy it very much. Like I said, that was my favorite book that I read in April, I think. So I am just putting down a little bit of Simply Gilded washi. I did it at the bottom and then used this kind of like peachy stars one up at the top as well. And then I'm going to go over and do the sidebar. Pretty much I always do the same thing on the sidebar. I do check my meals and leave like a little bit of journaling space just to like kind of write up some thoughts on the week, if you will. And then I actually ended up using the last full box at the bottom, and we'll write out social distancing week 5, just trying to keep track of the weeks here on like the paper of the typewriter, which I thought was really cute. Also, I didn't write it down, like I didn't actually mark it in my planner this week, but this was the week that we realized or learned, however you want to put it, that we were actually definitely going to make settlement on the house that we've been buying since January. So we had like made an offer on a house back in January, and then we're originally supposed to make settlement at the end of February, but the people hadn't been able to finish like all of the things on their list of things they needed to do before we make settlement. So we weren't able to do that. And then sort of all of this, shutdown stuff started happening, and we ended up not even being sure that we were going to make settlement at all at that point, because like we couldn't get stuff done. It just kept getting delayed and pushed back and pushed back. And then we had like this clause in our contract that said we could kind of, pull out if it got to May, and our rate lock was going to expire for our mortgage. And it was just this whole thing, and we didn't know what we were going to do. But the county ended up kind of changing some of the rules, or the state, and the people were able to get like the last thing that they needed. So we were able to make settlement 2 weeks after this, on April 30th. But this was like the week that we found out basically that it was definitely going to happen. So that's really exciting. And then the next 2 weeks after this is going to be full of house stuff. We haven't moved or anything yet, and we're actually doing some construction on the house before we move. But it was really exciting nonetheless to get that house. And we just moved back to the Philadelphia area in like October November timeframe. So it's really exciting to have kind of like our permanent house in mind now. But anyway, Monday was a super, super rainy day, so I used that little paper milk doodle, and I'm also going to use a paper milk script to mark that. And then my mom came over on Monday to help with the kids. I work on Mondays. So it's like actually the only day that I work. I'm still from home, but my mom has been coming over like twice a week to help us with the kids and the housework and all that stuff. And she's been like a total lifesaver, because I did just have a baby a couple months ago, and we have 3 kids, 4 and under. It's just a lot, and we're very, very grateful. I mean, I know that there are people out there that don't have any help at all, but we are very grateful for the help that we have. Anyway, then I did my regular work thing. I used that Clever Gal Crafts flag to mark that. And then I did like a bunch of meal prepping and like food prep for the rest of Passover on Monday. So I used a flat lay from Papershire to mark that. And then this afternoon and evening, I just did like chilled out and watched some TV. And I also worked on some tax stuff. My uncle who does our taxes had finally gotten back to me about like stuff that I needed because I am self-employed for my business. So I was just getting that all together and sending that over to him, because the taxes are like delayed this year, so we don't have to file just yet. But I did want to just get him everything so that he can do them like whenever he gets a chance, since he doesn't charge us for them. Anyway, on Tuesday, we made French press coffee. At this point, we're actually making it every day, but it was still new in the planner at this time. So I'm not marking it anymore in my planner, but because we are just having it every day at this point. It's so good. I love French press coffee. And then I FaceTimed one of my girlfriends and her kids, and I worked on some editing. And as well, I did like a really big stroller walk, and I'm just trying to figure out how to mark everything down there. That mug is from Hello Petite Paper, as is the little phone for the FaceTime. And then I'm putting down a laptop from our Buck Stickers and a script from Rose Colored Days. And then I decided to mark like reading in the evening with some of the deco from the kit, because that's what I did that evening. And then that shoe is also from Papershire. So yeah, it was just like a nice, quiet kind of day. It's good to get outside. I don't know, any day that we can't get outside, or if it's really cold again for some reason, it makes it so much more difficult when like it's a really nice sunshine day. It's just, everything is a lot easier. Anyway, then on Wednesday, we were breaking Passover Wednesday night. I know a lot of people broke it on Thursday, and I'm not sure if I just like kind of miscounted, or it's like a 7-day situation versus an 8-day situation, depending on your level of observance. Anyway, we broke it on Wednesday night, and that morning, even though it's like totally not allowed, but it was like whatever. So we were going to make bread to break it and like have a pasta bake. So we made the bread dough, and then I let my kids play with the dough, which turned out to be such a fun activity. They absolutely loved it. So we just played dough for like 2 hours. Obviously I could not bake the dough that they made, but we still had plenty. And we made a batch of cinnamon rolls to bake the next morning, and we made like garlic knots to have with dinner that night. And then in that afternoon, we went for a walk. I marked breaking Passover with a Clever Gal Crafts heart, and then my husband and I just like kind of hung out that night and chatted and, you know, I don't know, watched some TV together or whatever, but I decided to mark that as like an at-home date night. We a lot of times do like kind of our own things in the evening, so sometimes we do stuff together. There's some shows that we watch together and a lot of stuff that we watch separately. But anyway, so I just marked that with a date night script from Rose Colored Days and a Clever Gal Crafts bow. And then I'm just filling this all out and filling out, I think, oh no, I didn't fill out my meals until the end this week, so I'm mixing things up a little. Anyway, on Thursday, we did a silly hats craft. The crafting itself worked really well. It was really fun. The kids got to like glue a bunch of sparkles and stuff, but the hats themselves did not work that well because I tried to make hats out of paper plates and then like they would not stay on no matter where I put the ribbon, but it was still fun to make. And then my mom came over again on Thursday, to watch the kids and help out. And then this was also one of my friends' birthdays from high school. And I'm still like really close with my group of friends from high school. And she is actually a doctor in New York City, and it's not her specialty at all, but she's been reallocated to the ICU to like work with people who have COVID-19. And in the ICU, it's like a really intense, and you know, she doesn't get to see her son a lot during the week while she's working, etc. But anyway, so we sent cupcakes and pizza to the hospital to like her floor for all the doctors and nurses and stuff. So that was not my idea at all. It was one of my other friends from high school's idea, but happy to partake in that. And I know she and her coworkers really appreciated it. And then that afternoon, we FaceTimed my aunt, and I finished reading the book, The Summer of '69, that I was reading. And then I just had a really, really frustrating afternoon, evening. I didn't realize my husband's phone was like on the couch, and my son got a hold of it, and I was nursing the baby and I couldn't get it away from him, and he kind of threw it and cracked my husband's phone screen, which is like totally my fault because I had been using the phone, and my son is 2, so we don't usually let him super unsupervised with the phone. But anyway, and then I accidentally cooked these breaded shrimp with the shells on instead of taking the shells off first, because I just didn't realize they had shells on, which is like, I cook shrimp all the time. I should have definitely realized that. And so then we had to peel off all of the breading that I'd like worked so hard to do to eat them. They still tasted good, but I was just very frustrated. And then on Friday, my son was like really not feeling well. I don't know what happened. I called the doctor just to make sure we didn't need to go and like get anything or do anything, you know, because he spiked a fever, but he was like fine by the next day and has been totally fine. No one else has been sick. This was already like 2 weeks ago again, or more than that. But anyway, so we just had like a sick day and just, you know, just kind of chilled. I worked on some literacy stuff with my daughter, just like literacy computer games with her, and then I filmed and I watched Motherland, which is like the show on Freeform that I'm currently obsessed with. And then on Saturday we made ice cream in the ice cream maker, and I watched Belgravia while people were napping. And this was the day that I had the virtual bachelorette party, so they had sent like sparkles that you could put on your face for everybody. So I put them on, and I put them on the kids too, so we could just be all sparkly. Not that the kids were doing the virtual bachelorette party, but they just wanted to play with them. And then that it was like in the afternoon, evening, I had the party, which was really cute and fun. And then those wine glasses are from Art Box Stickers, and the ice cream sticker is from Wonton in a Million. Anyway, then on Sunday, I was running out of boxes at this point, so I just tried to like make sure I had enough boxes for everything. But on Sunday, I slept in. My husband went grocery shopping. This has like become a running joke. Every time my husband goes to the grocery store, he leaves like super early in the morning before the kids get up and goes like right when it opens. And every single time, just about, the kids end up sleeping in, which like they never do otherwise. So we all slept in. And by slept in, I mean like 7:30, not anything crazy here, but my husband always misses sleeping in. It's just really funny, and I don't know why it happens. I don't know if it's just like I don't hear them as much as my husband does, except for the baby. I have no idea. But anyway, so he did some grocery shopping, and I marked that with a Once More with Love munchkin, and then that pillow is from Art Box Stickers. And we cleaned up the whole house and just did a little bit of like a deep cleaning. I washed under the sink in the kitchen, which I guess at some point, like one of the pipes had become a little bit loose, so it got like a little bit wet. So I scrubbed that out and we tightened the pipe so that it wasn't leaking anymore. It was just, and it felt really good to like, sometimes it feels so good to get everything nice and clean. And then that afternoon I did some more filming. I think I actually filmed like part of a haul that day, and I used that fun washi Once More with Love Munchkin, and that script is from Artbox Stickers. And then that evening I just like hung out, chilled, I read a little bit, and I also worked on the book list a bunch that I've like the things I want to read and all different stuff. I just started doing stuff on Goodreads, which I still don't fully understand, like the purpose of Goodreads / how it works. I mean, I get the purpose of it. I'm just not 100% sure how it works. I definitely have not like mastered it yet, but I started like tracking things I had been reading, and I went back and like filled in the books that I knew I had read from this year, and decided to do like a book challenge to read 52 books this year, which honestly I'll probably read more than that. But I just figured like one book a week for the year is a good goal. And then I'm just filling this out and gonna finish up with like some deco and washi to get everything all set up. But I am, writing down my meals here. I was going to say got takeout once this week, but that's actually not true. It didn't happen for 2 weeks after this. That's how confused I am. Anyway, and that was 2 weeks after this is like the first time during this whole thing we've gotten takeout. So at this point, this is like the longest stretch in my life probably that I've ever not had like takeout or eaten at a restaurant. And even just takeout probably. That's like, because we have always been like an at least once a week takeout kind of people, like even growing up. And actually growing up we went to restaurants a lot, but even in my entire adult life going back to college, it's probably like the longest I've ever gone without takeout. Okay, that is everything all finished up. Let me give it a little wiggle for you. I love how this looks, and let me show you what I have left from the kit. So I used most of this, and I was like starting to kind of get worried about quarter size boxes at the end of this kit. I used, I think, every piece of functional stuff in this kit, so that was able to squeeze everything in with a little bit of rationing and some flags. I did all of my sticker writing on the Sakura Microperm 03 with the Sakura Microperm 03, and all of my planner writing with the Pigma Micron 03. This pen just ghosts really badly, even on the Erin Condren paper, which is why I write with this other pen, but it writes super, super smoothly on the stickers. I think that is everything. So if you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. I'd love it if you'd subscribe and check me out on Instagram at MyCraftyPlans to keep up with everything going on in my planners. Bye!